Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ozia, and I'm back at it again with another video. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I choose to treat my body with kindness and cherish it. I am strong. I belong. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Ever, 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 and amen. And that's on what? That's on period. As you guys can tell, I have my sister back in the building.
What's up, everybody? What do you do?
Yes,
what do you do?
yes. And we're back at it again with another video, but it's different. It's a mukbang. Are you ready for this? Look at this food. We got some sushi everywhere. Like, I don't even know where to start. But all I know is I am hungry.
We got noodles.
Some noodles and some shrimp.
Oh, we got some
great
lime.
Listen, this is
slime.
The queso salad.
Slime.
It's not slime, mate.
It's slime.
This is good stuff.
It leaves her tongue green. Green, as if that's a good thing to have a green tongue.
We have our waters with us. I wish it was Photopia, but at last I finished the last bit. I have my little bowl right here for the soy sauce. She's going to be preparing a spicy mayo on the side to add some flavor to this meal. Let's open this, okay? All right. Ooh, honey. Ooh, honey. I've been wanting to do a sushi mukbang for a long time because we eat sushi like a lot. I have to say, a lot.
We used to have this thing on Sundays. It was called Sushi Sundays.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm calling it this thing. It's really self-explanatory. What it was, like my mom, dad, and my sister, we would have sushi every single Sunday. Every Sunday. These people knew we were coming. Yep, they knew.
And they know us by name.
Right. And they even had like the table that we like to sit like at, you know?
Reserved.
Right. They just knew what it was. Like or like special orders. Like our parents don't like teriyaki sauce. And they would always know, like, don't put teriyaki sauce in their stuff. You know, so.
The most.
So, yeah, so we've honestly continued to do that up until today.
The pandemic almost stopped us from enjoying our best lives, but God made it happen. We have some special chopsticks.
That's how you know.
That's how you know
the love is real. You have your own chopsticks.
Listen.
Fam, do you eat sushi?
Do you eat sushi?
If you don't own your own chopsticks?
Are you even for real? Like,
I reckon not. Alright. If you don't know how to make your own spicy mayo, it's just mayo and sriracha.
With the spicy sauce, really?
With sriracha, yeah, that's how they make it. And this is how rumors begin. I'm pretty sure that's how you make it. Like this.
Why don't you taste it and see if it actually tastes the same?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. Try it. I haven't double dipped. Like we have the. If it wasn't the low carb mayo, the low fat mayo, it would be that.
With all the love that we have for sushi, we don't have this. What's that green stuff? Ginger, is it?
Ginger and wasabi. We don't like ginger and wasabi. We don't like it.
I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but not me.
I mean, some people love it. It's just...
That's what I'm saying. They thought that was a good idea. And I'm like, not Let's dig in. We have not eaten the whole day. The whole day. We were working, we were filming. So we were taking pictures the whole day. So we just got back home and we picked up some food and yeah, and you're right here.
Oh, I just messed it up.
They're very fluffy, eh?
Right.
Very fluffy. So the one that I'm picking up has the crab meat on the top, and it has avocado, crab, and shrimp. What you're gonna find common with all these, that they either have avocado, they have shrimp. It's always the same stuff inside. It's the same combos, but different.
This one right here is spicy salmon. The salmon is raw, obviously.
Oh,
I'm just gonna share it here. Here's for you.
Oh, these are huge.
These are huge.
These are big ones.
I love these ones. They're so good.
7 on top. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the restaurants that we go to,
Like one of our favorite sushi places.
one of our favorite sushi places, torches those.
They torch these. Yo.
They torch them
They
and they
torch
put
them?
some sauce on top.
On top.
Listen, I could muck like 10 of them.
Listen, honestly,
10.
I've gone to, and they only have it for dinner. You know how they always do that? There's menu for dinner and menu for lunch.
For lunch.
I went there for my birthday, and my friends took me there for my birthday, and I just wanted to go for dinner because I just wanted those torch ones. Listen, I don't think I even ordered much else. I actually just ordered the torch one. I was like, 20. And they're like, oh, I'm like 20. I'm like, I don't want anything else. I don't want anything. I'm like, just that.
Yours? Oh, and the sauce. I don't know what type of sauce they put on top.
And the sauce does add a bit more to it, you know? Or this other one, I'm pretty sure that's a common one in other sushi places. It's the rose petal.
Yes.
Yes, the rose petal is so good. It's basically like raw salmon, but like I don't know why it's just a little bit different than this one here. I'm just gonna have some of the
rice.
Yeah, reduce some of the rice because they be giving you a lot of rice.
Especially this one. They like compact it and like make it into a little ball.
Right. So I always remove some of the rice, and then I'll use the rest with the sashimi.
Right.
Just.
Oh, you're making a rose petal.
I'm trying to make a discount one.
Before your big shift of sauce on top.
Yep.
When did you get into sushi?
When did I get into sushi? Okay, so my close friends, I've known them since I was in high school. I met them in grade 9.
Yeah.
And they actually brought me to this sushi place called Makimono. I think it was like someone's birthday. And I had never had sushi before. You know, you see sushi on TV.
You're like,
what is this, right? And I was like, I've never had sushi before. Or even when you like went to like buffets, you just didn't go, like you didn't eat sushi, you know?
Ah.
Ding! Look at me making my own rose petal. Are you mad? Are you mad? I taste so good. Sashimi out here.
The raw.
Ooh, that hit. Jeez. Anyways,
go on.
So they took me to sushi, and it was my very first time. I was very nervous. I'm like, oh, what gonna taste like? Oh, you know. And then, obviously, guess what? What's the intro sushi you get everyone to try first?
California roll, dynamite.
No. Yes, California roll. The spicy crab.
Spicy. Oh yeah.
Spicy crab. I'm pretty sure that's the
like
one.
Everyone who spoke about sushi, they'll be like, oh, California roll,
right,
or dynamite.
Right. But spicy crab was the one that really like got me. And I was like, yo, this hits. Got spicy crab. Started ordering bare spicy crabs. And I was like, yo, this is fantastic. I need to bring my family here. And I'm pretty sure the next Sunday after that, I was like, yo, you guys, we need to go to like the sushi place, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be great. Da, 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 da. And we went there. We loved it. And we've never gone back since. Ever.
And it's so hard not hard, but it's important to find your sushi place.
Right, right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she introduced us to sushi. Like, we had to try this, and we're like coming from like an African family who's eating raw fish. It just doesn't add up, even if there's like a whole bunch of different things that you can order from like the menu. So we started going to like different restaurants. Like, honestly, in our area, we've tried all of the different sushi places.
Right.
We have been there. Some of them closed. We were really sad, but I'm glad we found others. So, yeah. And with our friends together, we're always like suggesting sushi. Like,
right.
I mean, like, not everyone is always down for it, but it's like,
honestly, I could have sushi once a week and never blink an eye.
Listen, remember that one time we had sushi like 3 days in a row?
Oh my god.
We went by like ourselves. And then our parents went to go to have sushi, so we went the next
with
day.
Our parents, and then
our friends went to have sushi.
And I'm like, again, did I complain? Was
not
I sad?
once,
not one complaint. I was just like, bet. Wanna go for sushi again? Bet. I'm gonna be right there. Right there, right there. Try to make your own rolls.
Okay. Me. You put it in the middle.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put the stuff.
Oh, just like. Oh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's not even wrapped.
That's why I used my hands when I did it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that one is not wrapped. As you can tell, I love salmon, like sushi salmon.
Okay, let's try this.
Yeah. Like a little boat. I did a thing. I did a good thing.
It hits.
It hits, right?
I'm so overwhelmed by like how much we have.
Right.
But I'm gonna try my best.
We bought a lot.
Cause like, especially
you want variety, right?
You want variety, and if it's like takeout, they're putting all the good stuff in different places too. In different boxes. So you're like, I'm gonna have to have a bit of everything.
Right. They be knowing.
They know they can put it all together.
Right. Cause like, I don't care for a crab meat roll or whatever. But it's
the
like,
crab here?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I think I used to like it before, but it has gotten drier to my taste. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not. I didn't say it was bad. I just said I just don't care for it. And this isn't like traditional sushi. Like it's not. It's not traditional sushi.
I would want to try the proper stuff.
You think?
I should try it. Like,
yeah, I think you need to try it one time. But I feel like it's not this. I think it's one of those like acquired tastes. You know?
We actually did another mukbang. My sister's channel. It's coming out soon, if not out already. And that one was a Congolese food mukbang that our mom cooked. Oh, it was so good. Till this day. I still dream of that food.
Listen, the sombe ended and I didn't understand.
Tears. Because you know it's hard to find good ones on this side.
Right.
Oh.
I was like, yo, who finished the sombe?
Yourself.
Ooh, that avocado. It's giving me tingles.
Literally.
It's giving me joy.
Every single one of these has avocado in it. Actually, except for the spicy one. But it's good.
I feel like I'm getting like overly stimulated right now.
Right. It's like, how many other things? Oh, I haven't tried. No, I actually have. I've tried that.
Hey, can I get one of those ones?
These ones? Yeah. It looks like they just threw the crab.
Honestly, it was
just like
me
dash.
And this
so
fit my mouth.
I like push it back like this because it's square. It's like my mouth kind of looks like that. It's like I got some Shrek with a head like this. A little far. I'm way too excited.
Woo!
I'm gonna dig into this.
I'm gonna slow down a bit. Cause right now, there's a picture of Zac Efron that's trending, and it looks like he had cosmetic work, like he has fillers, like jaw fillers, right?
He looks nothing like
and
himself.
lip fillers, and he doesn't look like himself, and it's really weird. And I'm like, and someone said he looks like he's auditioning to go play Shrek. You know when Shrek became a man instead of an ogre? Like he has that jawline. Or someone else said it reminds them of when Squidward became pretty. You know that episode? Let me show you. Handsome Squidward, that's the word.
Oh my gosh, a gigantic guy?
No.
I think I know what it is. Yes, I think I know what it is. It is gigantic.
It's a handsome Squidward.
That's foul. That's foul.
I know, it's
That's
actually
foul.
foul for them to compare him to that. Like,
This man
but
said, out of quarantine, the world is opening up a whole new look.
look. What this looks, it's like Zac Efron. If you grew up, if you're of a certain age, Zac Efron was like the heartthrob for a really long time. Like,
yeah, he still was for a bit.
no, I mean he's not. He's a good-looking man, but like what I mean is like obviously when High School Musical came out, he was the heartthrob at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like Zac Efron. You know?
He had a pretty face, honestly.
Right. He still does. It's just he needs to dissolve those fillers if they're fillers. But
Like all of a sudden, you have this strong jaw, man.
but that's the thing, and I'm like, this is the thing when you look at someone who has been in the public eye, like, and this is what we always talk about the fact that when you base like your confidence on looks, right?
Mhm,
Looks change, not even get worse. You just the way that you look, your face, it always changes, right? So when you base everything on this idea of on who you were, young Zac Efron, like at 17 playing Troy Bolton,
Right.
that's not gonna last. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna last. And I remember when one of his documentaries about Earth, do you know what I'm talking about? You know, he did one of these documentaries like a year ago or so, and he was exploring and eating and doing, and I think he's spoken about his body image struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember people were fat shaming him because he had gained some weight.
Yes. I remember that whole thing. Actually.
Right. People were fat shaming him.
Mhm.
And obviously, I'm not going to say that's what happened. I'm just going to, allegedly, what I can observe and say, like, based on these, like, pressures where he was regarded as a heartthrob, and then suddenly, dang, son. He was regarded as a heartthrob, and then suddenly he's like no longer good looking because he had gained weight. That puts pressure on people, especially when you can't get rid of said weight or go back to the weight that you were when you were 18, which doesn't make sense. Like, you're a 30-year-old, like you're not gonna weigh the same way as a 15-year-old. That's not gonna happen. So, and he probably felt the need to get cosmetic surgery to get more of a defined jaw, you know. And then the same internet that dragged him for gaining some weight is the same internet that's dragging him for him attempting to remedy his insecurities that they
to bring back the old Zac.
The same insecurities that they have projected on him. Now he's dealing with that, and the same internet will drag you. That's why you shouldn't listen to these people. These people will drag you.
Listen.
They will drag you regardless.
It's the same person who complimented you who will be like, hey, this one you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yes, like you get love and the love is like received and everything.
Right.
But there's always people who are trying to troll you. Who you are is not defined by their definition. Do you know what I mean? It's what you choose to perceive yourself as. Like, this just brought to mind, who's the guy who played Tarzan? Or the mummy?
The mummy, right? What's his name?
The actor.
Right.
And it's like, in his time, when he was young, that man was fine.
Right.
He was good looking. But the way he's aged, it changed. He's not the same, like,
And every day,
something-year-old is 37. Every day, that man's picture is dragged on
every
Twitter.
day on Twitter.
It's like, wow, look at this
You
guy.
people always bring back that picture. Wow, look how high he used to be. And then someone always has to come in and say, this is him now. And I'm like, what's the point?
Like,
What's the gain?
we will all get there.
James Frazier?
Is it?
Let's see. Let's check.
Is it him?
No.
Frazier is a Islander guy.
No, he has to have the name Frazier. Brandon Frazier. I was close. I love knowing actor names. It's weird.
She knows all actor names.
I love knowing actor names, and it's such a weird little thing that I
For me, if
believe,
they're not common, I won't remember them.
like Common the actor. Boom.
Yeah, you can't base your identity on someone else's definition. Like,
You can base your identity on ever-changing beauty standards.
that someone else created.
It's made up.
It's made up. Who said that was like the peak thing?
Right. It's all made up, and it always changes. It always changes, and guess what?
Just 20 years ago, in the 2000s, having a big bunda
was bad.
was like, oh, is my bunda fat?
Come on, Cindy. Cindy, your ass looks fat! Ah, bitch!
Like,
Right.
By now, y'all,
Everyday BBL. I see you, people.
thin eyebrows were a thing. Plucking your eyebrows to the ends of life. And then, fast forward 20 years later,
Everyone's like, oh, thick eyebrows.
that's fluffy eyebrows.
Even
natural
now,
looking.
eyebrows are getting fluffier and fluffier.
People are barely doing anything to them anymore.
Right,
It's
right.
like, and what's the problem with that?
Nothing.
There is no problem with it. So it's just like, things stay changing, they stay evolving, and it's like, to a certain degree, you need to be grounded to who you are. You can't be wavering with every single wind that comes, that blows left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Same way as like, not every trend is for you, it's not everything
It's not
that's
everything.
for you.
It's not everything that's for us. Because I'm like, okay, let's say in the 2000s, right, getting implants was like the only thing people got, right?
Right.
You got implants in the 2000s. Now, if you go on TikTok, what's wanted by everyone are small breasts and bigger hips.
Oh my gosh, I saw that. The pear shape, is it?
Yeah, pear shape is loved on TikTok. So let's say if you're someone who goes by, if you base your beauty ideals on trends and these standards, right? You got implants. Now, 10 years later, I mean, regardless, you have to take those out. But now you have to take them out because you have to fit the new pear shape standards, right? And then you have to do BBL because now, obviously, bums are in. And then what? In 5 years from now, are you gonna go get lipo to remove the fat you implanted on your bum? Because now they've changed back to saying upside down triangle is on trend. We've had empire waist. No, in the 1920s, women actually dressed in clothing that gave them the boyish look, the drop waist, the long drop waist, because they didn't want to have the shape, the traditional shape, because they were combating combating traditional
like, they're coming from like the corset,
yeah, to wearing drop waist, right? And even just going even further, you look at empire waist were a thing where you wear something that's all the way up here, making you have long back. Long back. That's not something
it's not like, oh, show off curves or anything. No, straight.
Long, straight. That's not something that our generation will be like, yeah, I'm about that.
Like, where's the body?
Do you know what I mean?
That's the body yaddy to show.
Honestly, that's us now, but that's my point. Things change. Do you know that painting with the pointillism? What is that painting called? Oh. It's this painting that's done with pointillism. Like, Ozzy will insert it, and all the women had the extended bits, like on the bum, and from that you look and then you see there's that look, there's empire waist, there's drop waist, like things change. You cannot, and that's my issue is like, and that's just changing clothing style. Think going through all those changes and now you're altering your body every single time.
Yo, we didn't want to have intelligence to create this.
We didn't. We
didn't want to
didn't.
have that.
We're abusing it.
We didn't want doctors to go and figure this stuff
We're
out.
abusing it, and that's the thing. I'm like,
Because now people would rather, and like it's not shaming surgery.
no, I'm not shaming surgery. The issue isn't getting surgery.
The issue is not getting surgery.
It's
putting that as a standard
right.
and negating our other features. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with getting like pum 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 pum, but it can be the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Now it becomes a girl who doesn't have a big bum is a duff.
Right.
That's not okay. Or if your lips are not done, you're a duff. Like that's not okay. It's not okay. Like that should not be the standard. If you wanna get work done, get work done. But we should not expect that out of people.
Right. But that's the thing. I'm like, I'm not against plastic cosmetic surgery. I think that's something that if you want to do, you can 1000% do it. But my concern comes with,
and it has helped a lot. It has done some positive things.
My concern comes not in regards to cosmetic surgery itself, but rather our own reasoning behind doing cosmetic surgery.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's like, I don't have anything against makeup, clearly, but when makeup becomes something like you can't go outside without you having makeup on.
The societal impact of makeup.
Being like, oh, without makeup I am no longer good looking.
Right.
Then that's when makeup becomes an issue.
Right.
Same thing applies to cosmetic surgery. If you're getting cosmetic surgery, you're like, oh, I don't have breasts and I want to have breasts. Great, get breasts. But when it becomes, I don't have breasts, I want to get breasts, I get breasts. Okay, I hate my nose, I want to get, I hate my lips, I want to be like. Then what you're doing is you're hiding your insecurities, hiding your inner like demons, I will say, and thinking that cosmetic work is going to heal that when it really isn't. Do you know what I mean? Because whether you've had one job, one like procedure done, or you've had 10, if you are not happy with you, you will always be unhappy with yourself. Like if you, I don't know if you remember, what's that girl from The Hills?
Danity Kane.
No, not Danity Kane, the band.
No, the blonde girl. Just naming people.
No.
I'm going to work now.
That's not who I'm talking about. No, the girl from The Hills, like Beverly Hills, like the show, the reality show,
the blonde girl.
Laguna Beach. Yeah, the blonde girl. Like she got a lot of work done, and she was talking about the fact that she felt like she needed to get work done. Do you know what I mean? And it goes from little things, right? You even see like Courtney Cox famously had the blown up filler look, and
it's nothing like what she
nothing like herself. And
it's
this thing like once again it goes back to our society in like crazy need to not age, right? To have this idea of perfection when it really doesn't exist, and we all understand that, yet we still act as if we don't understand that. And I'm like, what is going on? It's the same thing everyone's saying. Instagram is a highlight reel. Instagram, okay, we all understand that.
We know that.
So how come we're not moving like we understand that? When you understand something, like when I know this is soy sauce, I dip my sushi into it. I don't take a straw and start soy sauce. Do you know what I mean? And say, that hurt me. Do you know, I wouldn't do that. That's the thing. I'm like, when we understand things are highlight reels, when we understand surgery is just a fix, it fixes this thing on your body, but it doesn't fix anything internally.
Your mental.
Do you know what I mean? It really doesn't. It doesn't fix your mental health. It doesn't fix any of the low self-esteem you're dealing with. It doesn't fix any of that. So when, like, even if, for example, someone wants to get cosmetic work, I would tell them, go for it if that's what you want. But as much as you want to you do the cosmetic procedure, you have to also do the mental procedure, because without that, you're going to be setting yourself up, and it's not gonna be good in the long run.
What I find very, very sad. Again, we said like we have nothing against cosmetic work.
Right.
Like if you wanna get it done,
nothing really.
Honestly, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm just gonna fix this and that. There's nothing wrong. Like great technology that we've gained, but again, what I care for is the individual, the mental health, and their perception of themselves. If that doesn't negatively affect you, then I'm for it. Go for it. You're good. But I've seen and I've read so many articles, like different cases of people losing their lives because they were unsatisfied over and over and over.
Right.
That's when the issue comes. Like there's this popular Instagram model, Jocelyn Kano. Jocelyn Kano.
I was doing I had my capstone was on the content that is cosmetic surgery oriented on TikTok, a platform that is used by predominantly kids, tweens, and teenagers and young adults, like over
under 30s.
Yeah, over 60%, if not 65-ish% of all the users of TikTok are under the age of 30. And it's like, and the largest population of that 60-ish% is kids ages 14 to 18.
That is insane. That is wild. So upon her research, she found this Instagram model, and the doctor was explaining her death was saying that she was going way too big, and like her previous doctor had refused to do any other procedures on top of what she already had.
She already, I think, had 2 BBLs.
And then she was
wanted a third
one or another one to go bigger, and her previous doctor refused. So she looked for other places and got an acceptance, and this one was fatal to her life. And the way this doctor was actually explaining it is the fact that is how the injections.
The way that BBL works, right? They take fat, they lipo fat out of you, and then they insert it into your butt, right?
Right.
However, your butt isn't just like there, right?
Right.
There is only like a very a part where they can insert fat in, and
it's only specific areas before.
We just learned this actually. The hypodermis.
Yeah.
The hypodermis.
That's the fat area before it hits the nerves.
And the muscles and the artery. And so when they go a little bit too deep in, and they insert, like inject the fat in, it actually like travels to the heart, and the heart stops.
Dr. Barrett, talking about Jocelyn Kano, you guys have been asking me about this, what potentially happened. Well, here's what we know. So Jocelyn Kano, who is a OnlyFans Instagram model, went to get her second BBL done after supposedly doctors said no, they didn't want to do any more additional BBL or fat transfer procedure to her buttock area. So she went to Colombia, got a second procedure, and then she died. This was December 7th, last Monday. That's all we really know about the situation, and we're trying to wait to hear more information about it. But a lot of people don't understand that a Brazilian butt lift or fat transfer procedure can actually be very deadly if in the wrong hand. So here in the United States, we're actually giving guidelines. As a member of the American Board of Plastic Surgery, we're board certified. We're given instructions after a study was done that showed by injecting certain ways for the buttocks is actually very deadly because it causes fat embolism to go to the heart through these blood vessels. So,
and that's how people die because of BBLs. Okay?
And it's not once, it's not twice, it's not 3 times, it's multiple times that people have lost their lives.
BBLs
you want to lose your life just to get ass.
I'm telling you, BBL is the fastest like growing cosmetic procedure in this generation, and it's also the deadliest one.
Again, like our point is not to discourage anyone to get plastic surgery. That's not
our point. That's not our point. And also, it's like if you decide to get cosmetic surgery, listen.
Do your research.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Do your research.
Put your money where your mouth is, or put your money where your butt is going to lay. Because if you pay $3,000 for your BBL,
don't do chim. This is your life.
This is your life. Don't you pay. If you go to a doctor that is reputable and they tell you no, ask yourself, why would this doctor not want to take your money? And why would they not want your money?
Exactly.
And that's the issue. It's like this woman, she had received 2 no's and she still pursued it. And it's like those 2 no's were warnings for her life, and she went through with it, and she passed away like in December, fam. This is recent, in December. So I'm like, the issue isn't the fact that she got cosmetic work. If that was the issue, she would have gone to one and would have been done with it. No,
Right.
That's not the issue. It's the fact that she needed a second one, and then she wanted a third one on top of it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the dissatisfaction that is within us and in our minds. If maybe she suffered from body dysmorphia, every time she looked at her body, she didn't see
it's not enough.
It's not enough. And this is why I always say, I'm like, take care of your mental health.
Right.
No matter what, take care of your mental health. Even though like most times like people don't actually like see the importance of mental health. They just see, oh, it's mental health. You guys are sensitive. You guys are exaggerating. I don't see the value in this. Da 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 da. While you're out there saying things that are very worrisome and are warning bells in your life, and you're like, but I'm fine though. And I'm like, are you really fine? Like, are you okay? Because it doesn't sound like you are. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that something is wrong, that you may need help. And wherever you seek help, that may not be the greatest person as well. Like you go to one doctor and you're like, yeah, I didn't like what they said. I didn't like mesh with what they were saying. I'm going to another one. And you're trying. I can't stress this enough. Take care of your mental health. Before you go on and decide to lay on a table and allow someone to, even something as minor as fillers, nothing is ever minor as long as someone is going into your body.
Exactly. That's why you see, like, you like to say things are minor as fillers, where people put random stuff.
Exactly.
Like, what was it? Someone put like fat or grease or like oil,
cement,
and I'm like,
cement.
Does that add up?
Cement.
Does that add up? Okay. Another thing I wanted to touch upon is why you brought up the mental health thing. I know this is like a touchy, sensitive subject, so I'm going to be very like keen on that, is associating mental health and Christianity.
Oof. Ma'am,
this
to shake some potatoes.
This I've seen and heard many different places, many different people speak about this, and thinking that you can pray away your depression, that you can pray away your mental illness. And as a believer, as a Christian woman, I know and I believe in the name of Jesus Christ that He can heal every single thing. But He also gave us intelligence in knowing the steps that we need to take in order to lead to the said healing or improving our lifestyle. I'll hear people speak like, oh, I was very depressed and I don't want to put this into mental health, but I was depressed, I couldn't shower, I was unable to eat or ate so much, and all these things, and everything that they're saying is checking, yes, you are not okay. But it's like, oh, but Jesus like helped me and healed me.
And now I'm good.
And now I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm like, I am glad to see you okay. I am glad to see that you are better and you have exited the episode, the depressive episode. But what I don't want you to do is for your faith as a Christian person, because like that's what you are presenting, or what you're saying you are as a Christian person, for your faith to be shaken when you find yourself in that same state again. Because that's where the danger comes in. It's like, oh, now you're depressed again. Oh, God didn't heal me. But that's not how things work. It's not by demand. It's not on demand. The Lord heals us on His timing, on when His will is done, not when you demand it. And when healing doesn't come to us, the Lord is still good. Yeah, so I find it very like dangerous and very sensitive when people associate their faith to like mental illness, because I know, like, again, I've said, I believe that the Lord can heal and He's able to heal, but I find that to be a very thin line where like you're now running away from like your issues.
Right. Let me just jump in and say that as once again we're believers, as someone who I believe in God the Father, God the Son, and God the Spirit.
Resurrection.
Right. Because I regard mental health and physical health to be in the same level of importance. So if, for example, I was to fall and break my ankle, which I have done, sprain my ankle, I don't say I am now going to the hospital, God will heal the ankle.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But I will get someone to pick me up, because at that point I can't pick myself up.
Right.
Drive me to the hospital so they can give me a cast.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what happens when you injure yourself. When you have
I like that analogy.
Right, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, and that doesn't mean, that didn't change God's sovereignty. Did it now? It didn't. You getting a cast.
He's still on the throne.
Right, you getting a cast didn't change his sovereignty at all. At all. You just went to get a cast. Do you know what I mean? Same thing applies to mental health. And I'm not saying you don't get to go and pray to God or anything like that. No. 1000% you still do all of those things. What I'm saying is, in the same manner, when you're hurt or when you're sick, you will still go to the doctor, even though you're a believer. When you are mentally unwell, you still go to what? The doctor, and get help. Those things are not mutually exclusive. Yeah, they're not exclusive. So like, we need to comprehend the fact that mental health does not equal demons, first of all. Mental health does not equate demons. Do you know what I mean? Those are not the same
Every
thing.
time I read that or I see someone speak about it, I'm like,
all right,
you actually don't understand what's going
people
on.
can be demonized, right?
That's separate.
That's separate.
That's
However,
a whole different,
that's
like,
a whole different conversation.
I went from this sushi talk.
But mental health is not demons. And we need to understand that we can struggle with mental health in the same way someone can struggle with their diabetes. Like
it's a chemical imbalance in your head.
Those
and
things,
your brain
is an organ.
Is an organ and
It's
controls
an
it.
organ,
Now imagine
right.
if it's not functioning well. Imagine everything here is in shambles. How are you going to function?
Right. Like your brains are, it's an organ. It's an organ that something can go wrong. And that's fine. And that's not something that we need to feel shame over or feel like we can't talk about it, you know, like God will just remove it. Woo! And it's like, and that's like, I'm like, that's not necessarily what will happen for everyone. You may receive such an amazing healing and glory to God if that's what you've experienced. But for a lot of people, like mental health, things like depression, anxiety, it isn't just momentary or temporary.
Especially if it's diagnosed.
It's not just a temporary state of sadness. That's the thing that I'm trying to say. It's like a lot of people talk about feeling depressed because they lost their job, feeling depressed because they broke up with their partner. Right, there's a trigger that's leading to this depressive state.
There's a cause.
And most times, once that trigger is ended or you've sort of gone over that cycle, it ends. Some people struggling with depression and anxiety, it isn't temporary. It's a long life.
It doesn't require a catalyst to trigger it.
Right.
It's a wavering thing.
Right. It's a long battle. And the danger comes in when, especially, we're speaking from a perspective of Christians, and I know this can obviously apply to other faiths as well. But when the danger comes in, when people say you didn't have enough faith, so that's why you didn't get healed from your depression, you didn't have enough, and I'm like, okay, at what point do I say that you didn't have enough faith? That's why your mom didn't get healed from this disease. I can never say that because we understand that's not how it works. But at the same time, we still apply that to mental health. And for me, that is so silly, and it's very much so not like Christ. Let's be quite honest. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing. I'm like, we need to comprehend that mental health, first of all, is just as important as physical health. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the fittest person on earth. It breaks my heart to think of that and to think about the fact that we often don't see the importance in helping ourselves and even helping people around us, even strangers, in regards to mental health, in the same way that we see the importance in physical health, right? And that's the same thing that occurs in the Christian community, where not only as a society do we not value mental health, now Christians come in and put in their own things of like, you didn't have enough faith in Jesus, you didn't pray
now
enough.
it's dangerous.
Right.
Now you think it's your
Works.
rather than God's
That's
will.
not gospel. That's not gospel.
Your works will never, ever
Ever.
save you.
It's not your healing.
Don't let us preach now.
Right. Your healing does not come.
It's not in your hands.
It's not in your hands. It's not because you prayed.
It's not because you fasted, you cried,
No,
and you did
that's not why. That's not why. Because there's
It's
people
not
who
your
have done
works.
all of that and yet have not received healing. I don't know what else, blessing, whatever that may be. It comes from God alone. Period.
We just reminded me of that scripture, that passage where it said God asks Moses, "What's in your hand?
Right.
What is
Right,
in your hand? What is the thing that you have that I can use to
participate?
not the ice,
Not the
Woo!
ice saying
Amen.
amen. Ice.
What do you have in hand
Mm-hmm.
that I can use? This is a whole sermon.
This is a sermon.
This was supposed to be a sushi mukbang, but now we're out here preaching. That was like our 2 cents on the matter.
That was more than 2 cents, but that was a whole bag of cents.
On that matter. Hey, we have not even eaten. And have you eaten more? I feel like I was eating here and there.
I haven't had shrimp.
Oh, I'm actually so full right now.
Right.
Look at all this food. I think we went off.
We went off.
We went off. We can't even finish it. We're probably gonna try to convince our parents to eat. Yeah, they're gonna have some of this. But it was really, really lovely to chat with you. Thank you for coming again to the channel. Check out our Congolese Mukbang on her channel.
Yes.
Okay? Like, comment, share. Any thoughts on the topics that we spoke about? I know we spoke about a whole lot, but if you kept up with it, you're a real G. Okay? Leave us a comment. Follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Turn on the notification bell so when you already know I'm back at it again with another video for your viewing pleasure. Okay, my love, I will see you in the next one. Woo!